Hey you guys, welcome to this masterclass of from selling to serving. I am super excited to be able to connect with you guys today and to be able to share with you my unique strategies as an NLP practitioner and a CBT coach and how behavioral sciences work when it comes to selling and serving and how we can make some changes to make not only our lives so much better, but serve so much more powerfully. So I'm going to take you through 5 areas of selling that you want to stop and 5 areas of serving that you are going to want to start. Okay, so let's get started. So what we're going to start with is we're going to start with the things we want to stop doing. Okay, number 1 is we want to stop this awful just pattern of attachment. We have this horrible thing of attachment happening. Attachment. Okay? And what happens, and you're probably going to want to grab a piece of paper and a pen for this. So inside of attachment, what is happening is that we are coming from a place of connecting who we are to our business. And we think that that's one. Just even think about the wordings that we use. The wordings, that's not a word. The words that we use when we talk to little kids. We say, who do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up? And what we're talking about is their career. And they say, oh, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a dentist, I want to be a ballerina, I want to be a scuba diver, whatever it is. And they attach who they are to what they're going to be when they grow up. And we do that. We totally do that. And I see it so much with my coaching clients, you guys. I see so much attachment happening. And so when they get the no's, when they go through the ups and the downs and the struggles of being an entrepreneur, it just rips at their heartstrings because they take it personally. They take it super personally. And so number 1, the thing you're going to want to do is just if you're going to want to be selling, if you have an offer that you're giving to people and you want to remove the salesiness of it, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to remove that attachment that you are currently having between you and your business. You are you, your business is your business. You are not your business, okay? So that's the first one that I would say. The second one we're going to look at is selling a product, okay? Product / service, okay? A lot of times we are coming from a headspace, we're coming from a place of selling the product or selling the service. The problem with that is that that's not what people are looking for. And I know you guys know this. I know you guys have seen and you guys have heard about this in different ways where they talk about the destination and not the journey. And we get that up here, but subconsciously, sometimes it doesn't quite connect. So I'm hoping that what I can do is explain this in a way that will help your subconscious to be able to understand this. So if I was to talk to one of my coaching clients and I was to sell the product or the service, I would be talking to them about what coaching is. I would be talking to them about the techniques that they get and the strategies that they get and the tools that they get. And you get 60-minute sessions, and it looks like all of these bits and pieces that make up coaching. It's the idea of what coaching is. But instead of doing that, what I can do instead is I can remove that idea of the product or the service and I can offer them what they're really looking for. And what they're really looking for is to invest their money, not spend their money on the product or the service, but invest their money instead in invest their money instead in their goals, in their dreams, in what they're really coming after, what ignites them, what makes them want to move forward. And that, you guys, that is where you get reoccurring customers inside of the products and services, but it is because of what they give that person. That is where we come. So we want to stop thinking that we're selling a product or selling a service or selling ourselves. We're not selling ourselves. They don't need to buy in to us and have belief in us or belief in our product or belief in our service. They need to have belief in themselves. That is a big space where they need to believe in themselves, because how many people, if they believed in themselves, the product and the service would totally work for them. But they quit so easily before they even give it a fair chance because they don't believe in themselves. They need to be sold, okay? They need to invest in themselves. That's what they're purchasing. They're purchasing their end goal, their end result of themselves, and the change that will come in themselves that they want to see. Okay, now next, we want to look at making choices for them. I see this a lot. This happens in, that's actually an I, okay? Making choices for them. This happens so often inside of sales, you guys, and I see this happening in a couple of different spaces. I see this happening in either we don't feel like we're confident in ourselves. We have some limiting beliefs maybe around money or around commitment, and so we project that onto them, okay? And what happens is that we then don't come from a place of confidence and a place of knowing, and so they can feel that, right? And we start giving them deals. We start dropping the investment price because we're struggling. It's not even them, right? We're like, okay, well, there's no commitment, or you can quit anytime, or hey, guess what? I'm going to give you this extra deal. I don't usually do this for people, or I know that it's really hard for you, so I'm going to spread it out into a gazillion little payments, or we start ripping apart the structure of what we've created inside of our business to accommodate for one of two reasons, which the second one leads into the second one, which is being in a place of neediness, okay? So the first one is stop making choices for them, okay? Allow them to stand in their own space. Don't create or make up the story for them of what they can or cannot afford, or what they are willing or not willing to commit to. Let them own that. Okay? And you'll be surprised. You'll really be surprised. I once had a client that came to me, and I had fallen into this exact trap, actually, and I knew a little bit about this client after doing an initial coaching session with her, and I even said to my husband, I said, I'm thinking that I know my price is $10,000 to work with me for a year for transformational coaching, for one-on-one sessions that are curated and are custom built to this individual, and I know the value of it. I know all of these things, but honey, I'm talking to him and I'm saying, honey, this lady, I think I should probably offer it for half the price because they're a one income family, and and just some of the other things that she had told me that made me believe for myself that I knew what circumstance they were in and everything like that. And I caught myself in that, and I said, no, you know what? This is what I offer, and the value matches the price point. I'm not gonna take that away, because when we take that away, you guys, we end up coming from a place of resentment, and we are no longer serving them powerfully either. So let's look at that. And guess what happened? I ended up standing firm in my place. I told her, hey, you know what? This is the cost. It's $10,000 to work with me for a year, for 1 year of transformational one-on-one coaching. And she was like, yeah, I can see how that's doable. I can do that. I got some stocks. We can cash those out. And she did it in one payment. Done deal, done. Right? You guys, I could have lost half of that amount. And then how would I have showed up for her? And not only that, but maybe she wouldn't have had the transformation that she really needed and did have because of the level of commitment that she made. She has transformed so much, you guys. It's been amazing to watch. And I truly believe that a big part of that is because of the commitment that she made to herself, and that I didn't get in the way of that. So get out of your own way. Stop making choices for other people. Okay, the last one is chasing, okay? So chasing, I see, and this is a lot of times this comes in with money, right? And a lot of times I see this happening in a space where we become needy, right? We need a client, we need a sale, we need to hit this next like goal or whatever it is. And so we end up shifting and coming from a place, and we start becoming that salesy person because we remove our desires and our goals of really helping that person, and all of a sudden it now becomes about us because our focus is all about mating our goal, getting the money that we need for the next thing. And where your focus goes, your energy flows. So if your focus is turning inwards to yourself, there is no way you can serve somebody else, because when you're looking out, you're looking straight at a mirror, you're only seeing yourself. And the problem with that is that's where fear and that's where imposter syndrome and all of those things live. Those things all live inside of our own heads, inside of our own lives, not when we are focusing on other people and serving other people. So you definitely want to remove that. I find this happening, and I call it living the nightmare to create the dream. When we're in this place of chasing and we're in this place of neediness, and people can feel it and we can feel it too. So those are our stop things. Let's go ahead and look at what our start things are. Okay, so we are going to put a big X through these things. These are the things we want to stop. Now let's look at the things that we want to start. What we want to start is we want to start creating boundaries, you guys. All right. I can't even tell you how many entrepreneurs struggle with boundaries. So much so, like just a lot of them are such big heart people and they don't know how to say no, and they end up getting just overworked, and they don't know how to run their own calendar, and other people end up running their calendar for them, and they end up getting burnt out and things like that. So first we want to start with coming with a place for boundaries. Part of that is with the attachment. So start off with your boundaries. Start off with who I am versus who my business is. Okay, you want to separate those two and create that boundary line. The next thing that you want to look at when you're thinking about boundaries is you want to look at the when, the where, and the how I serve people. So if I'm going to be offering a solution to people, instead of offering the product and the service, I want to come from a place of where does that most naturally happen? Where are people going to expect to see that? And come into those places, because if you take somebody off guard and you start offering them a solution in a place where they don't expect it, like at your kid's basketball game or something like that, it is super awkward, and it takes you right into that salesy place and that needy place and everything else. But I'm not saying that the conversations can't come up. The conversations can come up, but don't give them the service and hey, it's on my phone, or hey, I have samples in my bag, and all of that stuff, right? People are not expecting to go shopping at their kid's basketball game. They're not expecting to be spending money there at the basketball game, maybe at the concession, but not with another person, certainly. So what you're going to want to do instead is you're going to want to invite them to where the appropriate place is, so that you can serve them powerfully and really give them that experience of your product and your service, so that you can really identify what their actual need is and be able to serve them on that powerful level, and know that whatever you're providing them is actually going to make the difference, and that way when they put the money down, they're investing in their own future, their own goals. And so that takes me into number 2, which is solutions. Okay, so what we are selling, okay, or offering, you can say it either way, but what we are offering is we're offering solutions of how to reach the goal and the dream, all right? And 2, consider what solution you're offering. I mean, if you are offering the solution to a $1 problem, it's going to take you a long time to hit those 6 figures. So you're going to want to look at who these people are and figure out what is their big pain point. The lady that purchased a year's worth of coaching from me and paid me 10 grand up front, she had a $10,000 problem that she was wanting fixed. And so that's where we worked. And guess what? I have testimonial from this lady saying, hey, this was worth it. It was I think session 3 or 4. She gave me a testimonial right after that. And she said, if I get nothing out of the whole rest of this year of coaching with Leah, it has already been worth the 10K. That's the kind of value you want to give. That's the kind of value, you guys. That's the problem you want to solve. The 10K problem, the 100K problem. That's where it's at. So how do you do that? You go from numbers game to people's aim. It's about the people, you guys. Now, it's okay it's okay to start with numbers, but we don't want to stay there. We don't want to be stuck in numbers. We want to go from numbers to faces to, we want to go from numbers to names, to faces, to friends. We want to take them on a journey of connecting, of getting to know them. We want to take them in a path. And some people will look at that as, oh, it's a sales funnel, or some people look at that as a nurturing sequence, or whatever way you want to call it. But it's all about what their aim is, you guys, not our numbers. It's about their aim. And as we focus on their aim and get to know them, that's where we find the $10,000 problems. That's where we find the $100,000 problems, okay? Is inside of what their aim is, their goal. That's where you find it. Now, one of the ways that you can do this is you want to be able to make sure that you're coming from a place of love, okay? A place of service, a place of caring. Come from a place of love. When you show up in that place where you, like I said, where your focus goes, your energy flows, you come from that place, you can serve them more powerfully, you can create the impact, you can get the testimonials, you will get referrals coming in, you guys. They will sing your praises. You want to come from a place of love. This removes the fears as well, like I was mentioning. Is it removes your fears. You can only be in one place in one frame of mind at a time. So come from that place of love. And number 5, the very last thing that you're going to want to start and look at is start living your future today. Now, this one is interesting because, you know, when we look at that whole idea of living the nightmare to create the dream, it's all about sacrifice, constant sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. But when is there a break to be able to come up for a breath of air and to be able to look around and smell the roses and enjoy your kids while they're little, or enjoy that connection and the relationship with your loved ones? Those things don't last forever, you guys. Inside of this world that we're in, and people change and they grow, and their needs are going to change, and you're going to want to make sure that you start living your future today. So set aside, whenever you have a win, whenever you have something that's been awesome, set aside a little bit of money. And maybe you're not making the 6K yet, or the 10, or the 7 figures, or whatever it is. Maybe you're not making the level that you want to make, but still take a portion of that and start living and enjoying the journey. Start living and enjoying parts of that today. Recognize, you guys, that happiness is not a destination. It's not a place that you'll get to. I am working with people that are in the A through C levels, and they are still going through some of the same things as the newbies are going through. It's just on a different scale. So stop and take a break and do some of that self-care. And my suggestion to you is start by taking this course, looking at the stopping actions, looking at the starting actions, and start assessing yourself and where you're at and where you can start making some adjustments, and look at creating a space in your life today of, hey, what are some of the actions that future me will do? And what part of that can I actually start doing right now? What part of that, even if it's a sliver piece of it, can I start living into right now to start creating that habit now? Does that make sense? That's it, you guys. That's what I've got for you. The 10 things you're going to want to stop, the 10 things you're going to want to start to move from a selling mindset into serving, and to be able to come and show up powerfully in this world and create the impact that I know you want to. Thank you so much for joining me. I have really enjoyed being able to do this workshop with you. And if you guys are looking to be able to connect more with me, you can head on over to masterofme.ca. And I've also got a special gift for you there. And you can find, actually, if you just go to masterofme.ca/secrets, you can find a little workshop there. And it's all about the 4 secrets to actionable success. And you can print off that PDF and you can work through that as well. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys, and I wish you the best at this time. Bye-bye.